So this is our main showroom in the store. You can see a lot of our employees up top there.
Hey everybody, how are you? Hi. It's good to see you.
We are DC's oldest hardware store. We've been continuously operated in this city since 1866. We've moved around a few times. We've been in this building for 7 years now. Like my father was telling you, this is actually our second presidential visit, but our first one in this building. So welcome. We're excited to have you here today. And, we want to introduce you to Mary Ackley from Little Wild Things. She has a separate business in our building. What they do is microgreens, and I'll turn it over to Mary because she can describe her business a lot better than I'll be able to.
Fire away.
Sure. We moved here a few years ago, and we are an urban vertical farm located right next door. We grow salad greens, microgreens, and edible flowers. Beautiful salads. We deliver them all over the greater Washington, D.C. area, both to homes, and we donate locally here in the neighborhood.
Now, you've been engaged in the neighborhood too. You sponsor a Little League team, don't you?
We do. We sponsor a Little League team. We also we've run job fairs for special needs programs to get their students to help them find employment. We've actually hired 3 people from that job program. It's called Project Search. It's a partnership between a nonprofit and the DC government, and they do a great job training their students who are special needs to come and be able to work in an environment like this and be great contributors.
Have you hired any of those folks?
We've hired 3.
3?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
And Mary participated in our first job fair. We were going to do another one, but obviously the pandemic has halted our ability to do that. But when things go back to normal, we're going to continue to do those job fairs.
Well, tell me, what kind of what hit you the hardest when the pandemic hit?
Right. So the biggest challenge is what we're going to do with our staff. You know, there were so many uncertainties related to what the virus actually did. The first thing that we did was we took all of our at-risk employees and we sent them home, and we paid them through that entire process. That first wave of PPP loans was very helpful to allow us to do that. Obviously, that was not cost effective, but we felt like we had to do that for our employees. You know, and we're still struggling because while our retail business has actually increased over the course of the pandemic. I think people know there's a little bit of a hardware boom. A big portion of our business is actually government sales and commercial sales. And for the first 4 or 5 months, I mean, that was completely gone. And that honestly usually is about 60% of our annual revenue.
One of the reasons why I changed the rule for those 20 days, make sure only employers who had 20 or fewer employees could qualify for PPP. And the reason for that was 400,000 small businesses went out of business. They got in line, but they couldn't get the help. And we found out that an awful lot of that went to bigger businesses that, in fact, weren't supposed to qualify for this because there used to be a thing called an inspector general to see where the money went. And the last administration fired the inspector general, so a lot of the money went to people who shouldn't have gotten the help, and it didn't go to folks who. But you know, with this new program, and we're going to continue this, by the way. It's not only the only businesses with fewer than 20 folks could apply the last couple of weeks, but now we're going to keep the focus on it because a lot of minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, are increased significantly by 20 and 15%, as well as getting people who, in fact, weren't able to get in line before. And it's hard to know how to get in line. And so I hope this is going to continue to increase because we're also at a point where I think we're going to begin to gain control of this virus.
Yeah, we appreciate your leadership on that. One quick point I want to make is that I said we're the oldest hardware store in DC. I also say we're the greenest hardware store in America. We have 2 urban farms actually in our building. We have Mary, who's in the garage there, and then we have Cultivate the City, which is an awesome rooftop garden. They exist on our rooftop. If you can't, you're not going to be able to see it from here, but if they want to give a wave.
I see him.
Yeah. And then we